Welcome back to Cord Cutting today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including price hikes on Apple TV Plus and other Apple services. Amazon Prime Video wants to give you better recommendations, but they need your help. We'll tell you how you can help and what they're doing to get you to help them. And last lead story of the day is what's happening with Vidgo. Tomorrow will mark 1 month since it stopped working. Is it coming back? We'll have the latest update on it and a whole lot more here in this video in a quick second. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. If you want to help us grow, you want to help me support this all, do me a big favor. Just hit that subscribe button or hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. We would really appreciate it. Hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. All right, let's dive into the big lead story that happened yesterday. Apple TV Plus, Apple News Plus, and Apple Arcade are all going up in price, and these are pretty substantial price hikes. Apple TV Plus is going from $6.99 up to $9.99. Arcade's going from $4.99 a month to $6.99 a month. And Apple News is going from $9.99 a month to $12.99 a month. Now, they did send us a long press comment here from them officially. Just break it down. It's pretty much the same as everybody else has been saying. The cost of stuff is going up, inflation's hitting us, and especially for Apple TV Plus, the cost of producing this content is getting a lot more expensive. We talked about this in the past, but the cost of producing TV shows is skyrocketing far faster than inflation, and that's one of the reasons that they reported it here, as one of the reasons behind it. Now, I just simplified a long press release in that, but check that out, link in there. They're not alone. Many streaming services, and I think every cable TV company. Anybody know a cable TV company that did not raise their price this year? That may be a story. Let me know. But content's just going up. Price of movies are going up. Price of cable is going up. Satellite went up this year. DirecTV twice this year raised their prices, and more. So check that out. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Are you going to change? Are you going to drop any of these services? Or are you happy and will continue to pay for them? Let me know. All right, Amazon Prime Video wants to give you better recommendations. To do this, they need your help. They want you to give them feedback on not just what shows you have watched, but what shows you like. And to do that, they're starting to pop up on a growing number of devices. A little pop-up at the end of movies and television shows. It's kind of quiet. It's right down here in the corner. Asks you to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the episode and movie or whatever it is you just watched. Based on those ratings, Amazon can give you better recommendations. Now, this has been a big focus. They announced earlier this year that they would approve Alexa so that it can give you better recommendations in a more conversational tone, where you ask it questions, say things like, hey, show me action movies with Bruce Willis that I have not seen before, and it'll pull those up. But also pull them up maybe based on what they think you'll like, based on the feedback you give them. So next time you watch a movie in Amazon Prime Video on a streaming player, look at the bottom left-hand corner. When the credits start rolling with that, next video up box comes up, you'll see a thumbs up or a thumbs down arrow with a question asking you, did you enjoy what you just watched? By thumbing that up and down will help Amazon give you better recommendations. All right, Vidgo, a live TV streaming service that gives you access to like FS1, ESPN, and more, has been down as of tomorrow, from when I'm posting this, 1 month. Now, we talked to Vidgo this week, and they said they intend to come back. They're not shutting down. They have been very adamant on that every time we talk to them. But they did announce a few new things. They announced at first a $10 credit for 6 months for this, but they've also announced a full refund for the number of days they'll be out once the service is restored. So if you're a customer now and you're getting billed now, they promise a refund once the service is restored, broken out by the number of days that this is impacted. But they say they will still also give you $10 off a month for 6 months after once the service is fully restored. So not from now, but from whenever that will be, when it is. They keep saying that they're working on it, that they're hoping that it'll come back soon, but they're still working on it. Now, they start at $6.99 for their regular package. Of course, they have that $20 deal right now, first month $20, depending whichever package you have. But many are starting to speculate what's happening. They say it's a vendor issue. How long will that be? We'll have to wait and see. But as of this week, we've talked to them every week during this. They've been very clear, hey, we're not shutting down. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let's keep moving along. There's a lot happening in the world of cord cutting. And real quick, if you have any tips, if If you want to send us a news story you spotted, a lot of our news stories come from readers like you sending us stories. Go to cordcuttersnews.com on our website, click on the Contact Us, send us an email. Those go into the general box where all of our news staff see that. It would really does help us with it. So do us a favor, check that out. If you ever see any news, any updates, or more, send it our way. It's a huge help, and we would really appreciate it. All right, Comcast could get billions more than expected from the sale of Hulu, according to an analyst. Now, out there with this, there is Comcare's share could be significantly higher than first reported. According to Seeking Alpha, they estimate Hulu may be valued at $45 billion. That's significantly higher than the $27.5 billion first estimated for the value. And this is the problem with the sale of Hulu. Now, several years ago, Disney agreed to buy Hulu. And in that deal, they said, hey, in 2024, we will buy Hulu from you. You give up your board seats now, and we'll go from that. At the time, they agreed that the price of Hulu would be about $27.5 billion, and they've been fighting ever since. Now, they have initiated the emergency backup plan, I call it. They've hired two outside banking firms, JP Morgan and Chase, out there to come and evaluate the price of Hulu. And if the price that they come back is more than 10% apart, those two companies will independently hire a third bank to come evaluate it to get the final sale price. But according to Seeking Alpha, they estimate that it could be as much as $45 billion, and that could give significantly more money to Comcast than first expected. Now, understandably, if that's the case, maybe that's why Disney is fighting so hard. They don't want to pay that much more. When they agreed to this deal, they were expecting $27 billion to be the evaluation for that Comcast share of Hulu will be based off of. We'll see how this all plays out, but let me know. Are you excited that Disney will soon have sole 100% ownership of Hulu? I'd love to hear from you. YouTube TV customers, hey, good news if you use a 5.1 surround sound system. YouTube TV's added more networks. One of the mysterious networks that was always missing from YouTube TV surround sound was ESPN networks, ESPN2, and so on, ESPN and more. Well, this week, just in time for Wednesday night NHL game, they lit up 5.1 surround sound on supported devices. According to that, it's pretty much most Rokus that support it, most Fire TVs, most newer Xbox models and PlayStation 5, and most TVs built in 2021 and newer, and many models of 2020 and older smart TVs with that, they say. But good news, if you want surround sound and you have it, YouTube TV now includes surround sound on ESPN. Now, big caveat here, just like with 4K, not all programming on ESPN is shot in surround sound. So not all games, not all studio shows and more will offer surround sound with that. So keep that in mind, but great news if it is something that you want and you have the equipment for that. Good news, surround sound's there with it. One more new feature they've added. All right, yesterday T-Mobile reported their earnings, and in that earnings call, they announced that they added 557,000 5G home internet customers. Huge numbers. Now, we're still waiting for Comcast and others to report their internet numbers, but that's a lot of people out there doing this. I suspect that we haven't seen the end of the growth of cord cutting 2.0. Increasingly, many Americans are saying, hey, this is good enough. Yes, maybe fiber is faster. Yes, maybe Comcast is faster. But with $35 internet from Verizon and $50 from T-Mobile, or cheaper if you have an applicable wireless plan from T-Mobile, it's a really good deal that they really enjoy with that. So check it out. Anybody here, are you one of the 500-some thousand people, and I think it was like 300-some thousand over at Verizon, that ditched their traditional internet and went 5G? Leave me a comment. Let me know, how happy have you been with it? I always want to hear from you. And also with T-Mobile, you may notice that you're being forced over to paperless. T-Mobile is going to start defaulting everybody to paperless. Hey, it's going green. Honestly, it saves them a lot of money. You think about, they have millions of customers. That's millions of envelopes they have to mail every month with statements. By switching over to paperless, that's a huge savings for them. So check that out. If you're wondering where your bill is, it's probably in your email. So check that out, and details in the story if you want to learn more about that. All right, let's get into the question of the day. Now, every day I answer a question that people ask. You can leave me a question down in the comments on this video, and it may be selected for tomorrow's video. Start off with a question for Luke or something like that, so I know it's a question to answer in this video. But today we have a question about DirecTV. Luke, can you see DirecTV maybe switching satellites to low Earth orbit satellites, much like, a little paraphrase here, much like SpaceX's type satellites, and offering internet, just switch everything to streaming in the future? So basically you're asking, will DirecTV someday in the future shut down its traditional satellite service and just go streaming only? Yes, I 100% could see that, just probably not right away. Now, a few things here. We're going back quite a few years now, but the previous CEO of AT&T at one point reportedly at convention said they're done sending satellites up into space for DirecTV, that they're focused on streaming. Now, the satellites in space now have quite a few years left in them. And I will also point out a couple things here. He left the company, a new CEO came in, and had very different vision for DirecTV. DirecTV's been spun out, it's an independent company, they're doing their own thing. I wouldn't run on that because a lot of the things he was pushing for at the moment are now very different under the new leadership team. But they did launch DirecTV via internet. It's essentially the exact same plan as DirecTV satellite, but streaming online. You don't even get any discounts or any difference. It just works exactly the same. And I think that's where AT&T's DirecTV independent company, whatever you want to call it, will continue. That in the long run, with SpaceX, Amazon Home Internet, 5G, and many other internet services bringing internet around the world, pretty much wherever you are, the days of satellite, well, for now, still needed. Definitely, you can kind of see in the distant future a day where it's just not needed anymore. A day when internet is just everywhere. And when internet's everywhere, it's going to be significantly cheaper for AT&T to offer this through internet than it is to offer it through satellite. Satellites are very expensive. They don't last forever. And just booking a flight into space can really rack up a big bill, much less building the satellite. And then you have to deal with the fact that, hey, some of those satellites fail. You get a satellite in space, either A, the rocket failed and didn't put it in the proper orbit, or B, some type of malfunction happened on it a year or two down the road, and now your billion-dollar project here is a dead hole. So I do see that becoming it. Just not yet. But I feel like we can see that future. I feel like we can see a day in the future where 90% of TV is all streamed. You see Spectrum moving their customers to streaming first instead of promoting their traditional cable. I see DirecTV doing that in the future too. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll be back here tomorrow with another video. Until then, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. I really do appreciate your support.